Let's talk about it. 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 On the Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. Yeah.
Hello, hello, hello. I am having some sound difficulties. If you can hear me, please put in the chat that you can hear me so that I know that you can hear me, because I couldn't hear my music, I couldn't hear anything. This is crazy. Anyway, I'm going to pull up my guests. Hello, Anaiis. How are you?
Well, I hope I'm here.
Okay, well, I hear you on my phone.
Can you hear me now?
So I guess our audience can hear you as well. I would like feedback from my audience. Please let me know if you can hear us or not. And in the meantime, what I'm going to do is take a few minutes. Anaiis has given me a couple of videos. And so I'm going to play those videos and identify try to figure out what's going on here. Thank you who are listening. Thank you very much for listening. Let me play her video right quick and we'll be right back.
Would it make a difference for you if you were in a welcoming community where your contributions and the work that you've done around the world, wherever you may be, are validated to have been valuable to others? Perhaps you're new, perhaps you're a veteran, perhaps you've got so many skills and certifications that sometimes you're not quite sure what to offer. Stop doing it alone. Come into a community where you'll be respected, where you'll be seen and heard and understood for the gifts and skills and talents that you've developed on your own and that you may be keeping to yourself because you can't find the environment that's meant for you to share what it is that you've come here to do. Stop doing it alone. Come into the Circle Dance Mastermind. This isn't something that's going to take up a lot of your time. We're going to meet 3 times a month. Some of it will be structured, some of it will be all about purposeful play. And we'll also have speakers on relevant topics that our group decides, yes, we need more information about this, and this is something that you can be able to pursue on your own with our contacts, or that we can pursue all together in one of our group sessions. Let me know what you think. I'd be delighted to speak with you. Just book a call, we'll have a chat, and we'll see whether it's the right time for you to enroll. And stop doing it alone. Be seen, be heard, be valuable. Share and give in co-creative collaboration the best of what you have to share with the world today.
Awesome. Let me bring her back up. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to share with our audience a little bit about you and what it is that the gifts that you have been given. So, Anaiis Salles is founder of Living Lessons Library. After healing herself of infertility and a son of JRA entirely through inner guidance, a powerful spiritual awakening lasting 30 seconds led to a profound transformation, completely disrupted Salles' life. Let me back up. Okay. Being a heart-centered energy healer with all the clairs, we're going to talk about that. We're going to ask you, what are these? As well as being able to bilocate and engage in remote healing continuously restores Anaiis. As being a bilocate and engage in remote healing continuously restores her core being. Her healing skills have transformed lives through remission of cancers, resolution of antibiotic resistance infections, and long COVID, along with emotional energy field damage from generational violence and ancestral trauma in men, women, and children. One surprise, receiving thanks and a bouquet from a critically burnt patient that Anaiis never directly touched, but whose burns healed from being close to the energy emanating off Anaiis' back. Her documentary, Heart to Heart, chronicles unprecedented, physician validated results of her gifts as a volunteer 3 years running at hospitals in Moscow, Russia. She has spoken at international health and wellness events and conferences. She facilitates a portfolio of awareness expanding offers from her free 5-day challenge, Deja Vu Dating, Co Creation Masterclass, Wisdom Body. To your story or your life. A month in depth personal development program. She has traveled extensively as a retreat and workshop facilitator. She is an ordained minister, a certified EMT, certified hypnotherapist, holistic practitioner, product innovator, life coach, author, poet, and speaker. A shy recluse who loves to travel, write, and sing. She includes acting, stand-up comedy, and bareboat sailing among some of her favorite non-woo experiences. Yes, well, I am elated to have you here with me today. And oh my God, there's just so much that we have to talk about. So let's start with you sharing your journey, starting from when you were a child and how you recognized your gifts. So I'm going to give you the floor and let you share that information.
First of all, Vera, thank you for having me here. Got a little echo. Okay. Echo is better than no sound. I knew something was up when I was fairly young, and I was aware that I could hear my mother's thoughts, other people's thoughts. And I thought this was just normal. I thought everybody could do this. Well, it really unsettled my mother, and she assured me that I absolutely could not do that. It wasn't allowed. And I was like, well, why not? So I was pretty young when I began to start hiding because I had lots of skills. I had precognitive dreams. I had telepathic messages from relatives who were late for Thanksgiving dinner. Everybody was worried about them, and I got the clue phone. We've been in a minor accident. We'll be there in a few minutes. And I shared this with everybody at the Thanksgiving dinner. I was, I don't know, maybe 8, 9, 10 years old, and they all looked at me like I was crazy. 10 minutes later, there was a knock at the door. My aunt, my uncle, my cousin. Hi, we're so sorry we're late. We got into a minor accident and we had to wait, and that delayed us. Everybody's looking at me like, whoa. So that was the beginning. So I kept it under wraps. for a long time. And then it reached a point where I couldn't keep it under wraps anymore. And I was in my early 20s when I was nearly dying of a systemic infection. From guidance within, I healed that. Took a year. Took 2 years before I was able to conceive. But that was amazing. I had the second beautiful child. And then he was a toddler, just under 2, was diagnosed with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. It was terrible. Seeing my beautiful baby in so much pain and running high fevers, 102, 103 daily. Again, the inner guidance came in, gave me the suggestion of what to do. I followed it, and in 4 months, he was completely healed. Hasn't had a touch of it since, because the information that came through came from amazing places, and I've been connected with them all along. And then when I was I was 39 or so, the whole banana, the whole thing just popped. It just all popped at once. And I got all the clairs. So what are the clairs? Clairsentience, that's direct knowing. Clairaudience, that's direct hearing. Clairvoyance, that's seeing energy. I have all of those. And that isn't something you talk about a lot to people. You just find a way to use it that is helpful to others. And that's what I focused on doing. There you go. I don't know if Vera's still here.
And you know what? That's very interesting. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. So let me ask you. And I know you're a believer as well on top of all that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I know you're a believer. So I think about scriptures and it talks about the many different gifts that people are given. And sometimes people may look at what it is that you're doing and not see it as biblical or spiritual, when in actuality, you couldn't do these things if it were not spiritually grounded.
I'm not into magic.
And I am at such a disadvantage because I can't hear a word you're saying. And I don't know if our audience can hear us or not. I know I can hear it on my YouTube channel, but I can't keep it on because then it interrupts and interferes with what the sound is coming across.
This is bizarre.
Let me ask you,
Sure.
And you talked about healing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is your method prayer or meditation or a combination of the two? Can you kind of talk about that? And I'm going to give you the floor again and let you just kind of share, what is your methodology? And I know that may sound off the wall, but help us understand. What is your methodology?
Well, what happened is when I was very sick and I could no longer work and I couldn't take care of my family, I kind of would get up, make breakfast, get my little guy ready for nursery school, and my husband would go off to work. And that was it. I couldn't, because of the nature of a systemic fungal infection, which is what caused the infertility. I had no energy, so I would just lay on the living room sofa, and I knew I was dying. And that didn't worry me so much. But what I wanted to know was how I got to that point. What had I chosen? What had I contributed to where I was at? And I was very clear that I really wanted to know the truth. I didn't expect anything but 100% truth. And I got it. And I think because I was willing to face that, no ego, no BS, just how did I contribute to where I am right now? Please tell me. I would like to know. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die. But I want to die knowing. And that's what opened the door the first time. And then I began to have what I would call inner journeys, where I was guided to make myself teeny, 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 like microscopic, but me, just a microscopic version. And then to go into my body, into different areas in my body, to different parts of my body, and follow the instructions that I was given. And so I did that. And that result, I mean, I was just listening and saying yes. And this is why I talk about my 30 seconds method, where you witness your inner genius. That's all I was doing. I was focusing and listening and saying yes, and not shutting that information down or thinking it was wrong or it was bad or I shouldn't be doing it, but then going on the adventure of what is this information? Let me try it. I've got nothing to lose. I'm dying anyway. Worked out. So I teach this. There's so much more that I have been privileged to share through grace, through the generosity of what I call Source for a long, long time. And I'm very grateful, and I feel very privileged and honored to have drawn this hand when I came into this life. Okay, Vera. This is quite the experience, I must say. But we're hanging in there. We're doing all right. Hopefully she'll be back in a little bit. I could call her. I could call Vera. I'm done talking. Who knows where she went? Anyway, folks, we'll keep chatting because this isn't a podcast. And so that's my story. And then the same thing happened with my younger son when he was born. I got the information because I asked. And my intention was just to know and be in the truth and be supportive. So.
You called me on the phone.
Yes.
Because this is so, this is so crazy. It is really good. But thank God you can hear me, and hopefully the audience can too.
I think
we're going to pause for the cause, and I'm going to do a commercial.
Great. We've done a great job, Vera. High five for hanging in there, because this has been truly weird.
This has never happened before. Never. So, what I'm going to do is play a commercial.
Mama Knows creates high-quality products that are available to be used on multiple textures of hair. Her goal is to bridge the gap to stop people from having to use multiple products because of families with multiple hair types. Her products are currently being used on men, women, children of all ethnicities. Mama Knows products are available at www.mamaknowsproducts.com. That's www.mamaknowsproducts.com. You can also find her on Instagram at Mama Knows Products, because Mama knows what you need.
Never. I have never had this happen before, and we've lost a couple people because of it, I think. But anyway, we'll go ahead and continue this conversation. So let me ask you. I know you've got several products that you offer, and also based on your bio, you're a hypnotherapist,
Mhm.
minister, EMT, all these things. When did you acquire all this knowledge?
Well, little by little. When the gifts first became apparent, the healing gifts became apparent, I thought, I can't put my hands on people and just touch them without some really clear, well-defined structure. So what was the safest thing to do was to take a 2-year ordination program and get ordained. Okay, so that was a good start. And then the gifts kept on showing up. And I thought, well, I would like to work with people, but I need to be responsible. And as a minister, that's not going to tell me if someone is really in emergency physical distress. And I need to know that if they're in a session with me, a healing session. So I thought, okay, get certified as an EMT. You'll know whether they need to go to the hospital or not, right? So I did that. So those were 2 ways for me to feel that I could work with people with my gifts and keep them safe and well cared for and also protect me. So these things took a while. I've been at this a while, Vera. And then I thought it would be helpful because of the way that my energy would shift when I would speak and what would happen when I would speak to people. It was kind of a natural, almost shamanic form of hypnosis. And again, I thought, well, let me get certified in that because then I can tell people I'm a certified hypnotherapist and it's all good. And they would trust that. And they did. And it was very, very helpful in many, many instances, including when I was working with the kids who had cancer in Moscow, Russia. So this was really interesting. I'm going to share this story with you. So I get to Moscow, Russia, and networking. It was all networked. I didn't know anybody. I flew there. I didn't know anybody. I didn't speak the language. So I had to just go spend a week putting all this stuff together, relying on the people in Moscow to help me, which they did. So I ended up going for an interview at a place called Moscow Institute of Diagnosis and Surgery. And they had a whole floor, a cancer ward just for kids. And so the two professionals who brought me in, they snuck me in. They didn't tell their boss. I didn't find out till the 6 weeks were over, and we had 4 kids in complete remission from stage 4 Hodgkin's.
What?
Yes. And their boss came up to see me. He said, "You can't leave." And I'm like, "Yes, I can." I've got kids of my own. I'm leaving, but I'm glad that you feel good about my being here. I'm happy to come back, right? So those kids, this is when the bilocating thing also took a nice turn because the kids were far from home. They weren't with their families. They're sleeping in, hospital ward. But I would go and visit them at night and in spirit, and they saw me. And then I would come back to visit them during the day, and they would say, "You were here last night. We were playing." I'm like, "Oh my God."
Let me ask you, so the techniques that you use, is this something that you can demonstrate? Say, for instance, we have some, and I don't know if you can do this or not, I'm just throwing it out here. Let's say that there are people that are listening to this or will be listening to this in the replay, and they may be having some physical conditions. They may be having some mental angst. They may be feeling a little concerned about the holidays and their own mental health. Or they may have cancer. or they may have other kinds of ailments. Are you able to direct energy even here
Yes.
on this show?
Yes.
And can you also pray for a miracle for me?
Yes.
Okay, well, we're gonna, and I know people may find this very non-conventional, and you know what? So it is. It is what it is. I've got this lady here that has these spiritual gifts, and if there are those of you that are listening or will be listening later, and you have some ailments going on in your body, in your spirit, in your mind, if you need a miracle, then I'm going to give you the floor and let you do some things that you need to do. But before we do, I'm going to take another break and do another commercial, 2 commercials, okay? And then that'll get you in the framework that you need to be in to do what you need to do.
We're going to have a clear conversation first about how that works. So,
Okay, that works.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that sounds good. We need to do that so people understand. But let me play these 2 commercials and we'll be right back.
As a business pro, you know the way to make real money is to have a big, qualified audience listen carefully to your every word. Step up and speak at the Global Awaken Trinity Summit, and that's exactly what you'll have. It's a 4-day event aimed exclusively at those who want to make their business, any business, take off, grow, and thrive. The best will be teaching and inspiring, and you should be one of them. From marketing tool secrets to the best ways to build relationships and make connections. Founder Kessa Gooden is putting on this once-in-a-lifetime event, the Global Awaken Trinity Summit VIP Gala and Yacht Mastermind. Registration starts at 9 sharp each day, February 29th through March 3rd, 2024 in Miami, Florida. To speak or for tickets, call 404-992-3971. Spaces are filling up, so call now. 404-992-3971. Or visit us online at globalawakenedevents.com, and we will see you there. For real, take your business, any business, to the next level by joining us at the Global Awaken Trinity Summit. 4 days of opportunities and inside info you don't want to miss, as over 35 celebrity speakers will be live in person to teach you exactly how to make your business take off, grow, and thrive. From marketing tool secrets to the best ways to build relationships, partnerships, and make true connections. Founder Kessa Gooden is putting on this once-in-a-lifetime event, the Global Awaken Trinity Summit VIP Gala and Yacht Mastermind, February 29th through March 3rd, 2024 in Miami, Florida. Registration starts at 9 sharp each day. Bring your business partner, your team, your friends, anyone and everyone who wants real success. For tickets, call 404-992-3971. Tickets will not last, so call now. 404-992-3971. Or visit us online at globalawakenedevents.com, and we will see you there.
This event is taking place in February, and it's going to be in Miami. If you are a speaker and you are interested in exploring whether or not you can be on this stage, then go to the link that I have put in the comments, or call Kessie at 404-992-3971. Tell her that you heard it on my show and let her know that you're interested. Or if you just want to attend and soak in all the knowledge and wisdom that you're going to be getting from all of these international speakers, plus there is a yacht party that's a part of this. So you want to go to the link that's in the chat, and that is https://bit.ly/GLOWAWEBBT, or call Kessie at 404-992-3971. You don't want to miss this opportunity to speak, and you don't want to miss the opportunity to be there. All right. Now that we've done that, and I do have a couple other commercials I want to play, but I want us to talk about your process, and you want to help other people, and you want to help our audience understand what you are about to do.
Okay, so it's not about what I do, it's about who I am. And so
Okay.
I have a very strong heart connection to source, and it is source energy and information that has a way. If you want to think about the internet, which we've had a lot of trouble with today, source has a code, source has technology, source has a beautiful beadwork, I would call it beadwork, of communication in which we are all able to be connected, to tap in, to touch, to ask, to receive, to cooperate together and help each other. Oh, this is so making me look cross-eyed. It's so funny. Anyway, so it's about who we be. It's about who you be. And I will share that I was surprised by a woman in Brazil a few years back who emailed me. She had just found my YouTube channel, and she said, "You healed me of cancer. I saw you in spirit. I saw you in my dream, and you worked with me. And then I saw you on your YouTube channel. I am blown away." I'm like, okay. So how this works is it's really simple. You just have to feel your connection to the beadwork that is source. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous beadwork pattern, and you're part of it.
And when you say B word, what do you mean?
Beadwork, like fancy beads strung
Oh,
together.
beadwork. Okay.
Beadwork.
Okay.
Beautiful, luminous, gorgeous beadwork. You're part of that beadwork. We're all connected in that beadwork, and it's super a bazillion times better than the internet. It's the internet. So that this is what it is. You get quiet, feel what you would like to be released from, feel what you would like to receive. Trust that the beadwork has the way, has the answer, and that your energy can move through the beadwork like a beam of light to get you exactly where you need to go, to get you the answers that you need, to bring you back to yourself in wholeness in your own body, mind, spirit, body. So this is a co-creative project. It's not me doing something to you. It's not you being lost and unable to find your way. We are a united beadwork in source. If you will just trust that, and imagine when you go to sleep at night that you can feel the issue that you're working with, like small beads in your fingers, and you can roll them. And then you can just feel them and say, "Take me on the beam of love, light, and information, and show me what I need to know, who I need to meet, what I need to do, and most of all, what I need to understand, and to be in truth, transparency, and trust." And just touch that, and then just go to sleep.
And you know, there are different ways for different people, and people connect with that spirituality in different ways. You are suggesting the beadwork as a method for doing that.
Just a way to think about it or feel it.
Right.
And play with it. Make it work for you the way you want to make it work for you.
Absolutely. That is amazing. And now I want to talk about your books. I forgot. Let me pull up your books. And let's talk about your books. Let's talk about this one first. This is, and let me remove this banner so that we can see what we're trying to show you.
I can give him the title. There it is. It's the
Okay.
living
Spiral
spiral.
of transformation. Talk about that.
This is the way that I describe the beadwork. And it's a spiral, and it relates to the beadwork of your own DNA. If you ever have seen illustrations of your DNA, does it or does it not look like beadwork?
It does.
Okay, so point taken. All right, now, and I was doing this before there were pictures of DNA. So the living spiral of transformation is who we are. It's a living, moving, always changing, always vibrating, always in the present moment. Got to stay in the present. Don't get hung up in the past. That's a bad place to go. Past is
Let's
over.
talk about that for a minute. You can't move forward looking back.
No.
And you can't be mindful of what's happening right now if you're concentrating and thinking about tomorrow. And so, or the next minute or the next hour. So living that spiral of transformation is living in the moment right now. What we're doing right now should be the focus, not concentrating on all the other stuff. And I know you got a lot of stuff you're doing and all this stuff, but we got to be focused on what's happening right now.
Everything I do is about bringing people to right now. Because that's where source is. Source is never in the past. It's a living right now kind of energy. So everything I teach, everything I do is designed to be a frequency, a resonance, a speech, something that someone can hear, feel, or know the way they need to take it in so that their own system sparks. And then it will lead from there. So what I like about this is that the other smaller print is discover the hidden power in your unique, diverse DNA. So,
and let's talk about unique, diverse. And I want you to think about, now we're talking about the universe. I want you to think about the fact that out of all the trees that exist in the world, not one tree is identical to the other. Not one thing that has been created is identical to the other. Even a leopard has different spots. Even twins may have the same DNA, but there's something unique and different about each one of those, each of them. They are unique. So if we can recognize our uniqueness, I think that's the beginning of understanding our transformation and our ability to transform into that which we were created to be. All right.
yes.
And I know this is called a woo-woo show. I understand that. But I do hope you guys understand what we're trying to say to you, that there is a connection between who you are and what is around us. The atmosphere, the universe. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
It's so beautiful. And the other thing that I really found out, which I thought was so interesting when I did get certified as an EMT, was that everything that you see about another person, everything that you can see and touch is dead tissue. The living tissue can't be seen.
That's the spirit?
Yeah, take that in. That what you look at in the mirror, all of this that you can, it's dead tissue.
And that's interesting because when you think about it, the layers of skin on our body changes every 7 years. So that supports what it is that you're saying. The hair that's on our head changes every 7 years. That's why you see people turning gray. Because it changes every 7 years. And so
it's your entire body is remade organ system by organ system. It takes a 7-year cycle to complete. Now there's a whole very advanced energy technique that I teach around that 7-year cycle.
That's how, and seven is the number of completion.
Yes.
On top of that.
Yes.
And so everything is interconnected. Everything is interconnected. All right, let's go to this next book. Leaders with a Heart.
I'm so excited to be part of this project. It's a multi-author project. I was invited into it. These are people from around the world, not just the United States, who are all invested in carrying their leadership with the light of what's within the heart. So that's their first priority. They have wonderful stories, amazing gifts, these people. So it's coming out in January. I'm, of course, looking for ambassadors who will say, yeah, I'll support that. I'll go on Amazon and pick up the Kindle version for 99 cents and get you to a #1 bestseller. So if that's something you feel moved to do, that's great. And that's possible with this book. It's coming out in January. But the opportunity to understand the resonance of your own heart. It's the resonance of your heart that has this dynamic relationship with your breath and your DNA, and how every bit of that beadwork continues to reproduce itself. Correct printing, no source code errors, because it's the source code errors that generate disruptions and disease. And I'm all for everyone feeling that in themselves, for themselves, and developing that as their beautiful primary relationship inside of themselves. You have the power. You have everything within you that you need.
And that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And, if we can just, our heart, as a matter of fact, there are studies that have shown where physical conditions are concerned, hardening of the arteries is associated with hardening of the heart. And so recognizing that heart, leaders with a heart, we've got to have heart.
Yeah.
Just think if we all focus on our heart mission, our heart purpose, our heart love, our heart power, all this negative stuff that's happening would dissipate.
Here's another perspective. Having been very sick myself, having worked with very sick people, having had a sick child, the scary part is when we have to let that go and everything changes. You don't want to keep that part of you that's holding you back, holding you in sickness, holding you in fear, holding you in trauma, holding you in poverty, whatever it is. Let it go. You don't have to know what's going to replace it.
Yeah, you just have to let go. And the thing is, I want you to consider, and I do want to talk about this petition that I've got going on regarding bullying and cyberbullying.
Yeah.
And let me assure you, people that are engaged in threats and doxing and treating people any kind of way on the internet or in life, period, I assure you, they have some physical, mental, or emotional problems because of all that guile and vile, negative stuff that's inside of them. You cannot have all that negativity going on inside of you and it not affect you with some kind of illness, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual. And so I have a petition that I would like for you guys to not only sign, but also share. This petition is designed, I want 100,000 signatures.
Okay.
And the purpose of this is so that we can go to Congress, YouTube, and Google and tell them that this has got to stop. The policies that they've set in place are not working. And so I put the link in the chat, and I'm asking you to please sign this petition and also share it so that we can get 100,000 signatures and comments that we can take to Congress. We can put YouTube and Google on notice that their policies are not effective and they're not working. So please, I want to do that plug because that's matters of the heart. That is matters of the heart. Okay.
I love that. I love that, Vera. And we know, you and I know, and you know it in your way, and I know it in my way, that it is the toxicity and the pain that someone is burdened with inside that leads to the first act outwardly of bullying. They are already so deeply hurt and wounded inside. That's what comes out. It's not the other way around, although they have been exposed to all kinds of chaos and drama and trauma. Now, I want to share with you that I'm launching a project here in Philadelphia. I'm so excited about it. It is a safe space community communication for people who have been impacted directly by domestic violence and or physical abuse and or gun violence. Doesn't matter, male, female, doesn't matter what age. I'm working to create safe online spaces where you can't be doxxed, where you go in anonymous and you stay anonymous, and if you come out of that anonymity, you're kicked out of the space.
And
So
you know what? That is so needed because so many, having experienced domestic violence and other kinds of abuse, to have that kind of support, anonymous support where people can come in, express their thoughts and feelings, have resources and support.
yeah,
Speaking of which, another thing that I have, and we're going to be wrapping up in a minute here, but one of the other things, we talk about bullying, we talk about the victim, but sometimes parents can identify when their child is on the brink of being a bully. So I have on my website, on my link tree, I have a link of 10 strategies that parents can begin to engage in to help ensure that their child never becomes a bully.
great.
And I'm going to put that link in the chat, and it's called Upstander, Not Bully. Teaching my child to be an upstander, not bully. And when we
Or
look
a
at the bully,
bystander. Or a
no,
bystander.
upstander.
Right, upstander.
There's when we look at that whole bully process, we got the bully, the victim, the bystander, and the upstander. The upstander is that child that might have been on the brink of becoming a bully, and because of the things that their parents did, because they saw the route that this child was going, they were able to instill greatness in that child by looking at the strategies. There are 10 strategies that you can take and start using to build that confidence and that self-esteem in that child so that they will not want to bully anybody. So I'm putting it in the chat, and by all means, okay, I just saw, okay, it shouldn't have that O on the end. Hold on, let me.
Well, while you're fixing that, I want to let people know that I shared a gift, a download gift with Vera. It is a deja vu dating workbook, because another place where bullying begins to happen is in dating relationships.
Oh, absolutely.
And so if you're interested in wanting to know what the red flags are, what to look for and identify, so if you're dating someone who is has the
preconditioning to mistreat you, you can recognize it and move away.
Is it on your website?
I gave it to you in the download links, but we'll see.
Okay. I'm looking. I was looking for it, but if I can't find it before did you
I'll make
put it
sure
in the
you have
private
it.
chat? It's in the private chat.
No, I put it in the document that I sent to you with all the stuff. It was an attachment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, can they also get it on your website by chance?
Yeah, you can just get in touch with me. Vera's going to put all that information in. I'm happy to send it to you. It's part of my free 5-day challenge called Deja Vu
Okay.
Dating, which is if you really want to know how not to get yourself into a mess, you might want to take my 5-day challenge. It'll get you kind of on the right road and get you out of a mess that you may already be in, because it's a very
Okay. Well, I
important
just
tip of
put
life.
in the chat your Facebook, your website, and your email.
Thank you.
And I think what I'm going to do, though, yes, I did. And your email is also separate and apart as well. So check out all these things. Now, I can't believe that we're almost out of time, even with the difficulties that we had today. Amazing. I do have another video that I need to play, another commercial.
Okie dokie.
So let me do that.
To accomplish a task. There's no need to ask. My greatness. When I allow creativity to flow. Everyone will know. That's my greatness. When I share. Give of myself. That's my greatness. What greatness. Need not compare. Anywhere. There's no need to compete. With others I chance to meet. My greatness is unique. It makes my life complete. I just need to be myself. Do my best. And do my best. Always do my best. And greatness. My greatness. Greatness. My greatness. Will stand the test. All right.
Can you imagine your child waking up during Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, their birthday, and receiving this poem, That's My Greatness, with their picture and their dreams and goals depicted? Can you imagine your child with increased confidence, increased self-esteem, and the courage to stand up against the bully? Can you imagine your child feeling so grateful that you gave them such a wonderful, unique, personalized gift? Just imagine. Listen, these make excellent personal intentional gifts. I had a client, the daughter had a turnaround in school. Something had happened. I don't know if she had been bullied or what, but her grades dropped, her attitude changed, and she was beginning to have behavior problems in school. I created one of these for that child. Told her mother, have her say this every day for the next 30 days before she walks out the door. 30 days, mother calls me, teachers called her and said, I don't know what happened, but your daughter's back on track. I'm telling you, words matter. And if you can instill greatness in your children, allow them to see greatness, then go to BIT Creation Questionnaire and complete it so that I can create one of these for your child or your children for Christmas. All right. Now, we have ran out of time. I didn't realize it would take that long. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you the last words. And then the next thing you will hear is my promo. Please support the Vera Thomas Show. I put in the link ways that you can support me. Need your support. And so I can't affect change without your support. So thank you very much. And I'm going to give you the final words. Anaiis, and share with our audience final words, and we will see you all on Thursday.
I want to share with you my morning ritual. Whatever time I wake up, first thing I do is I make either a hot cup of coffee or hot chocolate or tea. Then I go and I open my front door and I say, Happy Monday, Happy Tuesday, whatever day of the week it is. Happy today, it was Happy Tuesday Source. Happy Tuesday, beloveds, green beings who make oxygen for me, my neighbors, my friends, the birds. I do this very small thank you ritual every morning, and then I reach out from my heart and create a beautiful golden bubble around my neighborhood, my house, my home, my city. This is just something I do every morning. It keeps me feeling connected. So that's my way of doing the big bead work that we're all part of, and maybe you want to try that.
Well, thank you very much, and I'm putting your links back on down as they scroll so that people can see.
And thank you, Vera, for having me on this show. This has been one for the books. I'm going to have to write a blog post about this.
Yeah, this was really kind of unusual. Well, thank you so much, and we'll have to have you come back when our sound is right. So thank you again, and all of you have a wonderful remaining week.
Yeah.
And we will see you on Thursday.
Thank you
God
for
bless,
being here.
and
Bye-bye.
have a great, great day. And if you could hold on afterwards. Okay. So bye-bye, everyone.
The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. 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 On the Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it.